Today for New Music Monday, we're gonna look at the brand new record from Naomi Punk, and it's called Television Man. It was about 2 years ago when these guys released their first album, and I remember really liking it. I remember thinking then that that was the sort of music people should have been calling post-grunge, and then the first single off of this album definitely leaned even further in that direction. Honestly, let me just get this out of the way. I really like this album a lot. Really, there's a ton to love about it. And it's not some sort of grunge-era nostalgia thing I'm going for here. This record just does a lot right. The hard stomp that runs throughout a number of the songs on this record is so fantastic, and it really keeps you hooked on these songs, yet it avoids becoming repetitive, which is really difficult to do. The guitars swing back and forth in their placement in the overall mix, and then there's points on the album where it almost wobbles. It sounds like a tape that's going bad. Whether that was purposeful or not, it's pretty damn cool, and it really makes the songs better. It's also the massive amount of space and distance you can hear around the band that makes these songs special. And then there's a healthy dose of reverb on every track that really makes them great. Now, while I normally don't like it, this is one of the situations where I actually dig a band really burying the vocals within the overall mix. They become another instrument to a point that is rarely accomplished, and that's why I rarely like it. This time though, they definitely get it right. These songs kind of stalk and slam around, but a lot slower in a lot of cases than you might expect. But the level of heavy is almost always there, and it's a good level of heavy. You're gonna dig it. At the same time though, these guys can definitely step back and dig in on a melody if they want. And they create these beautiful orchestrations, instrumental parts if you will, that fit beautifully alongside the other tracks. It's that sort of slow headbang in the way that a lot of experimental metal bands do these days, but I can't say it enough. This is not a copycat band by any means. This is just a group that understands their influences and brings them all together. It's because of that I can't really figure out where I would place this band in the overall genre classification. You've got some shoegaze, punk, indie, psychedelic, obviously a lot of grunge going on. There's just a ton of pieces from all over the place coming together in a really neat way. I think the one way I could classify it is saying that it's very obvious these guys spend a lot of time listening to the Meat Puppets and the Melvins. Definitely the Melvins. That's the band I'm looking for. There's a very strong influence, not in terms of volume, but in the way that the band moves. And even if you're not a Melvins fan, you're gonna dig this record for a number of other reasons, but Melvins fans will definitely hear that connection. There's no way around the fact that this band would have fit perfectly 20 years ago with a song like Firehose Face. And yet it's got a very modern sound with an edge and appeal that stretches into just about every facet of rock music. In the end, this record has plenty of grime on it, and it's that reverb and those slight imperfections that give it this raw feel like nothing else, and I guarantee you're gonna dig it. And on the buy or borrow it, Television Man is a solid buy it. There's so much to love about it, so go check it out now. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you dug it. If you did, go ahead and click subscribe, leave a comment, click like, whatever you want to do. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.